Welcome. Welcome here. Thank you for being present. As always, for me, it's an honor to be with you. I'm grateful for each one of you. And you should give yourself a pat on the back for choosing this discipline, this practice. Choosing the stillness, choosing peace, choosing love, choosing to love yourself by withdrawing from the life that can be chaotic and loud and noisy and full of distraction, and simply choosing a higher way of consciousness. Good for you. How powerful, how great. In fact, without delay, I'm going to invite us again today into the stillness, to just go within. As I've mentioned to you before, if we don't go within, we will go without. So the call is to go in to the deep part of our own selves. This is the place where Jesus, the Master, said, the kingdom of God is within you. So I invite you now, let's go along together, walk each other home to this sanctuary within, this place of abundant peace, abundant joy. So I ask you now to consider sitting up straight, softening the shoulders, allowing the arms to just rest. If you feel comfortable doing so, gently close your eyes. Over these next few moments, we'll invite all of the senses into this place of stillness. Inviting all of the senses to be present here and now. So if you would, notice the sounds you hear. Maybe not just the sound of the music or my voice, but any other sounds in the room with you. Just notice them without judgment, without the need to define. Just simply notice. And if you're able to hear, allow a sense of gratitude for the hearing itself. And now notice the taste in your mouth. Again, without judgment, with no need to define or compare. Just notice. And if you're able to taste, allow yourself to be grateful. Grateful for that sensation that your body has. And now notice any smells in the room. Again, without any judgment or need to define, just noticing. And if you're able to smell, allow yourself to be grateful for that. And now notice the sensation of feeling, touch. Maybe it's the temperature of the room on your skin, or the feeling of your hands in your lap. Maybe the breeze from a fan. Just notice the sensation of touch. And if you can feel, allow yourself to be grateful. And now notice that possibly even with the eyes closed, you're able to see. Maybe see the glow of a lamp in the distance. But if you need to, open your eyes to look, to see the room. And again, without judgment or the need to define anything, just notice if you can see and allow yourself to be grateful for that. And in this moment, with all of the senses present, allow yourself to be grateful for these sensations that can be wonderfully used for this life you're living. And allow a real deep sense of gratitude and thanksgiving. So grateful. So thankful. And now as we settle into this time, I'm going to invite us into a series of breaths, and we'll breathe in through the nose about 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, and then release that breath with a sigh. And with each breath, imagine that you're going deep, deep, deep within the vastness of your soul. And in this depth, you are covered by the divine presence. And you move into a spacious consciousness. The sanctuary of your being. Preparing now for that first deep breath. Breathe in. And exhale. Feeling the deep relaxation starting at the crown of the head. Moving down as you breathe in. And exhale. Feeling that relaxation and calmness moving down over the face and down to the shoulders, the top of the chest as you breathe in. And exhale. And feel now that calmness and relaxation as it washes over the chest, the upper back, down to the abdomen, now the entire torso covered as you breathe in. And exhale. And feeling that calmness and relaxation and that sensation of peace as now it washes over the hips and the buttocks and the pelvis and all the way down to the knees as you breathe in. And exhale. And now this relaxation and calm has covered your entire body, allowing you to feel completely engulfed in this purest presence. And now, deep within the sanctuary of your own soul is where you are. And yes, there are the movements of the body, and there's the activity of the mind. The brain is always thinking as it should, just as the lungs breathe and the heart beat. But you notice now, as much as you ever have, that as the thoughts arise, and they do, that you don't have to follow them. They come and they go. They rise and they fall. And like a website, you don't have to log into any of them. Just let them come and go. You see, the body is doing exactly as it was built to do. And you realize in this moment that you are the observer and the witness of it all. You notice it. You see it. And you realize at any given moment, I can choose not to participate with certain ways of thinking. I can observe without judgment and just allow it to pass, the same as a cloud in the sky or a feather floating down the creek. I can just allow it to come and go. In fact, imagine that you're sitting next to a running stream. A creek or a river, and it's moving steadily. A natural flow. And imagine that these are your thoughts. And you're sitting on the shore. And you can hear the sound. But unless you get into that river, you're not touched by the river of thoughts. And in fact, many people use the sound of water flowing to relax. And you realize now, because you're the observer and the witness of this river of thoughts, that you can do the same. Even the constant flow and trickling sound of the creek or the river of thoughts becomes a sound of relaxation. And I don't have to log in. And you realize that this is just a small portion of the land and the landscape on which you live. This little river of thoughts is just part of the life you live. And it is not in charge of your landscape. You are. And imagine now that you're walking back toward your home from this little river, and you can still hear the sound of the river of thoughts. But now it begins to fade into more of a faint sound. And you remember that even from your back porch, you can hear the sound of the river. But instead of being stressed by it or anxious, you use it to relax. And the river stays in its rightful place, doing what it was designed to do. So there's no judgment. It's just noticing. And you realize that actually it can be used to nourish the land on which you live. And you notice that you can even fish in this river, and you can choose what you catch. So yes, this river of thoughts produces water for the thirsty, food for the hungry, and you get to choose how that process plays out, because it is here to serve you, to nourish the land on which you live. So you allow the feeling of relaxation and calm and peace to be your consistent feeling here and now in this space. And you love where you live. You feel a sensation of love and compassion and thankfulness for this beautiful land, this landscape of your life on which you get to live. And you allow yourself to smile and offer up gratitude. Yes, even for the river of thoughts. Allow yourself gratitude for the realization that you are not your thoughts, and that that river of thoughts is only one aspect of the landscape of your life. And it's very important, but it's not who you are. You simply live here. Even the house of your being isn't who you are. You simply live here. The land beneath the house isn't who you are. You simply live here. And so you allow yourself now to feel grateful for the house grateful for the land on which it stands, grateful for the river of thoughts that runs through it. And all of your needs that are supplied by the source. And you realize in this moment that you live in the house, on the land, and the river of thoughts runs through it. And all of this is a gift from the Eternal One who holds all of this land. And you realize your connection is to that all. I'm going to invite us into a series of 3 deep breaths in through the nose, about 4 or 5 seconds. Hold that breath at the top and then release it with a sigh. Prepare now for that first breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. And that second breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. And that third breath together. Breathe in. And exhale. And allow these affirming words. Love is who I am. Gratitude is my attitude. Abundance is my nature. Well-being is my birthright. And so it is. And so it is. As we bring this time, this visit to conclusion, I'll invite you now to begin to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe bring those hands together in front of you and gently rub them together. Put those hands over your eyes. Allow your eyes to open behind those hands. Preparing now to come back fully into the room. Everybody smile at me. Welcome back from that journey. And I say to you, Namaste, Namaskar, Amitafo, Aho, Om. Love and mercy, peace and grace, truth and tranquility, serenity, compassion, courage, confidence, truth, bliss, ecstasy, beauty, grace, loving awareness. And so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Now, go and make it a great day. Because you can. And you know you can. Peace be with you.